Hi guys, this is Stephen with the Guardian Group of Alabama. I got some information this morning, and it actually is the reason for this video. And it's a little disturbing uh, to see that these things are still happening. And as I've said in previous videos, Alabama is an open carry state. Period. The state law, uh, not having it right in front of me, just off the top of my head, says that no municipality, city, all this other kind of stuff cannot pass any laws, ordinances, or anything like that. That is specifically left up to the Alabama state legislature. That being said, um, the information that I got this morning that there was yet another incident close by where a guy was told that he could not open carry. And, it was illegal. He couldn't do that. It had all these stipulations on it. And the fact of the matter is, the information that he was told by the actually was a sheriff deputy was not correct. So it got me thinking, and it really set in this morning. All right, why when a legal gun owner, a law-abiding citizen, when they have a gun on their hip and they go out in public, why is it that the only people that we suddenly have to be concerned about approaching us, and in some situation could even say fear a confrontation with, is not a criminal, but yet is a police officer? And this is really disturbing when it's no longer the criminals that we have to worry about. It's the guys that have sworn a duty to protect and to serve and to follow the law. They've taken an oath, and yet there's constant harassment of law-abiding citizens. So it's like, we don't have to worry about the criminals. What we have to worry about, are the police. Are we not all in this together? It seems sort of funny that how it's sort of been reversed. Personally, I'm not worried about criminals. I carry my gun holstered on my hip every day, every time I leave the house, and actually where I live, I have to give props to the guys and gals that wear a uniform here. They're very informed. The chief down here does an excellent job. The sheriff here does an excellent job. They've talked to their guys and girls that are in their departments about this, and I can say that I don't have a problem here. But what's troubling, I can go just over in the next county, and I feel this pressure all of a sudden of wondering whether or not I'm going to be confronted by law enforcement. So it's not the criminals anymore that we have to worry about. The criminals see the weapon and they go the other way. Uh, it's a deterrent. It's the same reason, that criminals don't want to confront police officers because they have a weapon. That badge doesn't scare them. What scares them is the fact that they know that police officer will use deadly force if he needs to. And it's the same with a law-abiding citizen. A criminal sees that weapon, you don't, you pretty much don't have to worry about it because they don't want that type of confrontation. So it's mind-boggling that now what we have to worry about is a confrontation with law enforcement. Uh, I just don't get it, and it sort of makes me scratch my head a bit and wonder why. Uh, at the least thing we have to worry about, or the small portion of it, is just being harassed. Uh, the big thing is actually being arrested and having your firearm seized for doing something that's completely legal. And most of the time, either they don't understand the law, or they do understand the law and they just don't like it, and they'll come up with something disorderly, or some other charge, uh, which it's already been proven that openly carrying a holstered weapon does not fall under disorderly. They give very strict guidelines of what disorderly conduct is. Doesn't fall under that. No matter how much it's argued, there's no brandishing laws that I know of. So, and for those that don't understand that, brandishing would be having it in your hand and waving it around. That still, if it's a holstered weapon, doesn't fall under that. Now, I can see, somebody calling in, they see somebody's got a gun on their hip. Uh, and they might be concerned about it. I have a particular name for people like that seem to want to get in everybody's business and cause grief for other people. But I can understand where police officers have to respond and check the situation out and make sure. But at that point, what I don't understand, if you see the person's going about their daily business, the firearm is in a holster, they're acting responsibly, they're not doing anything stupid, hollering and screaming and threatening people or whatnot, then there should be no confrontation. But yet, it's always in the back of my mind, and I'll be quite frank, going to Dothan, which is just up the road here. It's only about 15 minutes or so. It's in the next county, but bigger shopping area and stuff to take my wife and my little girl. And it just stresses me out to no end, wondering whether or not I'm going to be confronted not by a criminal but by law enforcement. Uh, first of all, should they seize my weapon, that leaves me defenseless. Uh, which is the purpose that I carry, is for defensive purposes. Uh, so they leave me in a situation, leave me vulnerable, and put me in the position then of not only me but my wife and child becoming a victim of a crime. So, guys, I am all for law enforcement. I stand by them. But, guys, if you're in law enforcement, please try to understand. Uh, we're not out there, and I'm speaking for myself, and I know the guys that's in our group. Uh, we're not out there trying to scare anybody or make some kind of statement, that we're tough guys or whatnot. Um, it is on my hip for the same reason that you carry a weapon. I've heard it said time and time again about citizens not having the, not being around the element. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're human beings. We're around the exact same criminal element that police officers encounter. Who do you think that usually becomes the victim of those crimes? It's citizens that's just going about their daily lives. You don't, when have you ever heard of some robbers or something breaking into a police station and holding them hostage with a weapon or whatnot. You don't. So yes, I have to deal with the same criminal element that you do. Not in the sense that you do, as far as arresting them and taking them into custody. But guys, please understand. Uh, when what I fear uh, is no longer a criminal, but yet it's now somebody wearing a badge and a uniform. Ask yourself what does that sound like? When you no longer fear a criminal or being attacked by a criminal, but what you do fear is an attack, in a sense, by law enforcement. Uh, you know, how would you feel if it was your wife out, you know, doing her shopping or whatnot, and a police officer come up and started harassing her? You wouldn't like it too much. So please consider, we're human beings just like you are. I'm not out to hurt nobody. I pray to God I don't never have to use my firearm. But it's kind of like having a fire extinguisher in your house or having an insurance policy on your car. You have it. You're not expecting something to happen, but it's better to have them there just in case something does. Uh, so guys, please look at it from a different point of view and stop thinking that your badge is for intimidation purposes. Because quite frankly, some of these instances that I've read about, people talk about being confronted. It almost sounds like, and I hate to use this. God, I hate to use it, but it's the only thing that I can think of right now. It almost sounds like Nazi Germany, when you no longer feared the things going on around you. What you feared was anybody in uniform. So guys, please think about this, man. You're hurting law-abiding citizens. You're violating their rights. For what? For what? Uh, you're not making any more money off of it. You're causing somebody grief and causing their family to go without, because they got to hire lawyers. They got to go through all this mess. You're making them miss work. All right, with the economy in the shape that it's in. Excuse me. And you're putting them through all this grief for what? They're not breaking a law. So stop coming up with something just to come up with it. Jesus, we're human beings. We're all in this together. And if that's all you've got to do is harass a law-abiding citizen, please consider another line of work. Uh, there's criminals out there. There's people that are endangering other people's lives, and it's not law-abiding citizens. So think about what you're doing. I mean, sit down with yourself and think about if it was, if you wasn't in law enforcement and it happened to you, or what if it happened to your wife or your mother or somebody that you care about. I'm pretty sure you'd be upset too. And hopefully there'll be some that'll see this and come to the realization of what they're actually doing. Do you want to be known for that type of behavior? Uh, it's crazy to think that, I no longer have to worry about confrontations with criminals. my biggest worry and concern is being confronted and harassed, possibly arrested, and having my property seized uh, for simply minding my own business and being in a position to where I can actually defend myself should a situation arise. So that's I don't know what else to say other than think about this. You know, for all of you that do wear the uniform, be safe out there. Uh, we do support you. It's just a handful that seem to enjoy violating law-abiding citizens' rights. So, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.